This is inshallah, I think that this will be uh, probably second last topic in our study of ilmu sarf. And I have mentioned this quite a few times that my intention is that at least you are familiar with all of these important terminologies, because when you try to memorize the vocabulary from any book, or when you consult any Arabic lexicons, you come across these terms, and these are very important terms that you should be familiar with. Obviously, there is a lot more which we can study about all of these ideas, but at least, at a basic level, we should know that what these terms are. Now, as you can see on the screen, inshallah, our today's topic is, and inshallah, I'll share these notes with you. They are called basically irregular verbs. Now, what are the irregular verbs? Let's look at them. So there are three types of irregularities in sarf, and they are: number one is called mahmuz. We have the word hamza. From the word hamza, we have this word mahmuz. What is it? When one of the root letters is hamza. Remember one point: simple alif cannot be the root letter of any verb, but hamza can. And we know that the difference between hamza and alif: when you give some haraka to alif, then it becomes hamza. Okay, so that is one category of irregularities, that when one of the root letters is hamza, we say that this verb is mahmuz. Another irregularity is mudaf. What is it? When two of the root letters, and specifically kalimatul ain and lam, which mean the last two root letters, they are same. They are same. This is called mudaf. And then third irregularity is mu'tal. What is mu'tal? When one or two of the root letters are vowels. And what are the vowels in Arabic language? Waw and ya. Remember this. These are two vowels. And when in the root letters of a word, when you have these two words, then we call this one as mu'tal. Okay, now let's look at them one by one. Now, with regard to this first category, which was mahmuz, and which was simply that when one of the root letters is hamza. Now, obviously, logically speaking, there are three possibilities. If your first root letter is hamza, or if your middle root letter is hamza, or if your last root letter is hamza. So if first we call the first one mahmuz al fa, which means the kalima fa has hamza, or mahmuz al ain, which means the kalima ain has hamza, which means the middle one, and mahmuz al lam, which means that last kalima has hamza. As you can see the example, akala. Now in this word akala, you see hamza has come in the start. In this word sa'ala, hamza came in the middle. In this word dara'a, hamza came at the end. Okay, so with regard to hamza, then we can further categorize in these three categories. What about the second irregularity, which was mudaf, and which was that when one of the root letters is repeated. Okay, so the word mudaf literally means multiplied. As you know, in Suratul Baqarah, we have the ayah, yudaf lahu ad'afan kathira, that Allah will multiply for them a lot, abundantly. Why? Because of their ikhlas, and it is regarding the believers. So when believers spend, Allah multiply their reward. So it's the same word, yudaf lahu idafan kathira. Okay, so it literally means multiplied. A word is classified as mudaf when the second and third root letter are same. Example, qassa. You see qaf, sad and sad. Second and third, they are same. Okay, now with regard to the next or the last irregularity, which was mu'tal. What is that? When waw or ya has come as the root letters. Once again, same like Mahmuz, there are three possibilities. If that waw or ya has come in the beginning of the word, for example, wada'a, you see, waw has come in the start. This will be called, in Arabic, we call it misal. Okay. And secondly, if waw or ya has come in the middle, then we call this one ajwaf. Now, example is qala. Don't be confused, because I said before that alif cannot be the root letter of any word. So this word qala, the actual root letters of the word qala, they are qaf, waw, and lam. Now this is a separate discussion that how that ya, and so how that waw is replaced with alif. But just remember this much, that in this word qala, the root letters are not qaf, alif, and lam. They are qaf, waw, and lam. Okay, so because waw or ya has come in the middle, so this is the example of ajwaf. Ajwaf means when the vowel has came in the middle of the root letters. Okay, and naqis. So first one was misal, when vowel comes in the start of the root letters. Second is ajwaf, when vowel comes in the middle of root letters. And last one is naqis, when vowel comes at the end. For example, look at this one, da'a. Once again, this is not dal, ain, and alif. It's actually dal, ain, and ya. Ya. Okay. So da'a. Okay. So this is when your vowel has appeared at the end. Now, it's a complete subject on its own, that as in the case of qala, how and on what basis we replace waw with alif, and likewise in this case. But my understanding is that the details we want to learn, when we compare them with what we can practically achieve from that, so that's why when I compare these two things, I just decided to not go into that. Why? Because as long as you know that qala, yakulu, and kul, these are the three forms of this verb, that is what you need for your practical purposes. Anything else is beneficial, but that is more of an academic level, which we can't afford to go into that many details. So please understand, these limitations. Last point, inshallah, before you start asking any of your questions, like in this misal, ajwaf, and naqis, it was only one vowel. Sometime what happens is that you got two vowels in the root letters, which means that out of three letters, two of them are vowel. We call them al-lafif. Simple, say lafif. Clear? Now, if both of the vowels, they are, for example, the first one is a vowel and third one is vowel, they are not consecutively, we call them lafif mafruq. Mafruq means they have distance. Okay. And if both of them, both of the vowels, they have appeared one after the other, then we call them lafif makroon. As in this case, lava, waw, and ya, two letters are vowels and they are next to each other. Okay, so this was just another topic. Let me just take a pause here. First, you can ask me any of your question, then inshallah I'll move on. So basically from page number 21 to all the way page number 25, this is the related vocabulary of what we discussed today. As you can see, Mahmouz and all of these things. So inshallah, now you'll be able to understand that what these terms mean in your vocabulary book.